There are ways to get yourself whole that you got to do it.
Yeah. Don't let the insurer bully you. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the Airing of Grievances. I'm Eric Reamer. That's Robert Grieve. And, wow, we got a great one for you. And guess what? It's got a great ending. I just want to let you know, stick around for it, because when you see the pictures that we're about to show you and the activities that the insurer was involved in, trying to sabotage, torpedo,
Bully?
take advantage of the consumer, you will appreciate the end of this story. Rob, happy Saturday.
To you, my dear friends, and our newcomers, thank you so much for being here.
Absolutely.
Truly appreciate you.
Yes, we do. All right, Rob, hey, where were you in 1794?
I wasn't here. Wasn't here.
Missed it by that much.
Yeah.
No, the
Close.
1794 is a significant number to this story because it is the model number of, well, the type of a truck, a Toyota. Is it a Tundra?
Tundra, yep. It's a special edition.
Yep. And it's one of those things. 1794. It was made. The truck was made in San Antonio, Texas. And the plant, the Toyota plant that made the truck there, they bought a ranch, and that ranch was founded in 1794. So that badge, that emblem, is part of the story of this vehicle.
It is. It is.
What happened?
Well, gentleman bought this truck, loves the truck, had it 1 week.
1 week only.
1 week. And had a little boo-boo with it.
Here's your little boo-boo. That is a big boo-boo.
It's a significant scratch.
You know, I often say that I'm not the brightest bulb in the knife drawer. But it didn't take me long to look at what these images are showing you. And I came back and said, that's going to be an expensive one.
Yeah, it was certainly that.
But that's not what the insurer felt at the beginning.
No, and this is a pretty decent insurer to get along with, but on the initial pictures that we sent them, they felt that it was about $8,000 worth of damage, maybe closer to $9,000. But yeah, we disassembled the vehicle and cataloged it carefully and looked up procedures.
$8,000 or $9,000. And what was our estimate?
Yeah, somewhere around mid to high 30s. Because there was a lot more damage than what you could see from the outside. The inner structure is all bent. There's damage to the floor. It's crazy. And then that bed has two aluminum outside panels, and like a carbon fiber bed assembly itself, which was also cracked. So there was a lot that was going to go into repairing this vehicle.
Yeah. Now, you used the word was.
Yeah. The insurer decided once they saw our numbers and what it was going to take, and we weren't even finished, because the next step would be measuring it to see if there was any frame damage.
Sure.
And so on and so forth. And the hybrid battery would have had to come out that's underneath the back seat where that damage is. It didn't hit the battery, but likely there is damage that went underneath the battery that we could not see until you removed the battery, which would disable the vehicle. And we weren't ready to do that, but we wanted to see, where it was going to go.
Sure. Yeah. So we're talking about, from our perspective, a significant amount of money in order to repair the thing. And of course, it didn't just take out the bed. It didn't just take out the cab. It took out both.
And the door.
And the door, right?
Yep, the door wouldn't open, so we had to get that opened. So there was a lot of damage to this thing, and the insurer decided to total out the vehicle.
They totaled the vehicle. Now, that's an interesting thing. How old is this vehicle again?
It's brand new. It's a 2024 with 6,000 miles on it.
1 week.
1 week, he had it. So he bought it as a demo. So for you that are doing math in your head, how to get 6,000 miles in a week, he didn't. He bought it as a demo.
I'm about to do that this weekend. What are you talking about?
Yeah. So they decided to total it, which is an interesting thing, and that's their right. They can total it or repair it.
Yeah.
They chose to total it.
I think it's a good thing to step in and say, because we remind you from time to time, but it's been a number of videos since, that we, the collision center, we're not the ones who say it's a total.
No, that's up to the insurance company and, the policy.
Right. I questioned you, though. I said, well, this truck's got to be a lot more expensive than $30,000, even $45,000. It's nowhere near the 100% standard, if you will.
Yes.
And you came back and said that's the insurer's right.
That's their right, because, they have to take everything into consideration, rental and, all that stuff.
Yeah.
So, I would say they did the right thing for this guest, because it would be a lengthy repair.
Okay.
And parts, I'm not sure how available a whole bed is.
Yeah.
So, but, here's the thing. So they decide to total the vehicle, and they send him one of these fancy market evaluations, which we have covered before.
Yes.
And
your market evaluation, and you must be aware of the three-letter acronym ACV.
Yeah.
Actual cash value.
Yeah. And so this is not an appraisal.
Right.
This is a valuation report.
Right.
And they are very, very tricky.
Yeah, they are.
Very, very tricky. And maybe you can put the link to some of the things you really need to pay attention into here.
Absolutely, because it is not apples to oranges, and sometimes the apples are made up.
Yeah, and, well, it's smoke and mirrors for sure. Don't look here, don't look there, look over here type of stuff. And
giving me a bad rap as a magician.
It's got so much information in it, it's hard to, digest. But the most important thing to you, the consumer, is what's the number?
Right.
Where did we arrive?
How much are you going to pay me for this total?
Yeah. So in this particular case, they came up with right around $62,000 with taxes and motor vehicle stuff.
Yep.
The actual valuation is a little under. It's like $60,000.
All right, but so now this guy, he bought the car.
Mm-hmm.
He owned it for 1 week.
1 week.
This thing happened,
Mm-hmm.
and now the insurer's totaling. Had he yet made a payment on his?
Not according to the guest. They had not made a payment yet.
So the loan is outstanding.
The full loan.
And how much is the full loan?
From my understanding, it's like $68,000.
That is not $62,000.
No, it's a little different than 62. So he's going to be, at this point, out of pocket,
to drive his truck,
$7,000-ish.
to drive his truck for 1 week.
Right. And so I asked about gap insurance, which, first off, he didn't know what it was. And my feeling is he probably does not have it.
Mm-hmm.
And so I coached him on calling the adjuster and trying to see if they could get that number to at least the payoff amount.
Reasonable.
Yeah. And it's my understanding, because I wasn't on the phone, that they were going to stick with this number. And, oh, by the way, here comes the bullying side of the world. They did a pretty decent job up till now, but we're going to stop the storage at the shop, so anything after tomorrow, you'll be responsible as far as storage goes. And in this particular case, he didn't get his rental car, but many times they'll tell you, yeah, this is our settlement and we're stopping the rental car, within a day or two of it. And that is to push you into accepting this number.
Right. That's exactly what it is. It's a bully tactic to get you to make a decision before you're ready, maybe to make that decision.
Yeah, they don't give you any time to think about it. Just trust us. This is the right number.
Oh, we're from the government, the insurer.
Yeah.
And we're here to help.
Yeah. So he's like, he didn't know what to do.
Yep.
I mean, and most people wouldn't know what to do. So I said, let me do a little research. And I advised him to invoke his appraisal clause. We've done a video on that also.
Yes. That'll be in the description box below.
If it's your policy that you're going through and you're not satisfied with the outcome from the insurer, your appraisal clause is your power.
That is, if your insurance policy and your insurance carrier provides you with the option for an appraisal clause. And I think they mostly do for totals, right?
Yeah, I don't think there's anybody that doesn't for totals, but for repairables, there is a company, at least one out there, that does not have an appraisal clause for repairable vehicles, but if your vehicle's totaled, then there is an appraisal clause for that.
I wonder what that insurer is wearing. Probably khakis.
Khakis.
Yeah.
So, yesterday morning, I'm going through this. I pulled a build sheet from Toyota, because we're Toyota certified. We have access to that.
Yep.
And the build sheet is how the vehicle is built, what options it has, all the rest of that stuff.
Yes.
So I was able to go through this thing, kind of check off. They didn't have all the options. They didn't have all the options in this report. Mm-hmm. So they're not really comparing apples to apples.
Right.
And called him and said, your next step is to invoke your appraisal clause. And he did. And he got himself set up with somebody. And lo and behold, so from yesterday when I'm going through this,
right,
telling him this is your next step,
yep,
him connecting with somebody, today the full loan is getting paid off, and he might have a couple of dollars left over after it. And so he went from probably a $7,000 exposure that he was going to have to write a check to the bank to not having to write a check for $7,000.
right,
and possibly getting just a little bit more. But
and it's the moral of the story is not to just get a little bit more, but to get made whole.
Yes, what's
right?
deserving.
Yeah.
What's deserving.
And you said they reached out to somebody. There are people who can help with these kinds of
We have
things.
lots of people that can help with these types of things, depending on, many of these things are just a bowl of spaghetti.
Yes.
And, there are some people that are specializing in this kind of spaghetti, and some people, specializing in something else.
Yeah.
But through the power of the appraisal clause, and the appraisal clause says, if you and us disagree on the value of the loss, you can hire your own appraiser. We'll hire our own independent appraiser. The verbiage is a little bit different policy to policy, but
Sure.
Largely it's the same. And they come together on the value of the loss, and that's what happened overnight in this particular case. And so this vehicle is getting paid off, and this guest is going to go get himself another vehicle.
It's a very happy ending
Yep.
to this story. I should help you set your expectations. Appraisal clauses and the invoking of them and the resolutions of them rarely happen overnight.
Yes, this
Special.
was a easy case.
Yeah.
Being a special edition vehicle,
Yeah.
you can't be comparing it to a non-special edition vehicle.
Right.
And you have to have the options right. And, there's plenty of things in here that look wonderful. I'll just give you a quick, they talk about the condition of the vehicle. Yeah, they go vehicle condition, and they're going to say it's good, very good, fair, poor, whatever the case may be.
Yeah.
And all of this particular one is all good,
Yeah.
even though it's brand new
Brand spanking. It's been downgraded from the very good.
and a special edition. Upgraded leather, wood inside. It's an amazing vehicle. But they put the glasses very good, which got them another $115, and the tires were very good, which got them another $328.
Okay.
For a total of $400 extra, because those were very good. But then at the bottom here, they subtracted $3,700 for condition,
Oh,
because the rest of it, I guess, was only good.
1 week old.
Yeah. So if you're not happy with your settlement, there are ways to get yourself whole that you got to do it.
Yeah. Don't let the insurer bully you.
Yeah.
Don't let them push you around, and don't let them try to expedite your decision-making process. You have resources.
You do.
And,
you need to use them today.
Yeah.
So our videos have been blowing up with comments of people asking for help. And I am trying to address all of these the best that I can.
Yep.
Some of the vehicles I actually got into the shop here, post-repair inspections, horrific work. We're going to be talking about that in another video. You know, as far as the insurer and the shop goes, is good enough.
Ugh.
You know, for me, not so much.
You never want to hear those
And
words.
for the consumer, not so much.
No.
But we'll get into that in another video.
Thanks for the happy report.
Yep.
Great to hear that this guy's going to be taken care of. Rob, happy Saturday.
Happy Saturday to you, my dear friends. Thank you so much for tuning in. We appreciate you all. And have an amazing week. We'll see you next week. God bless.